Life can sometimes feel a little bit overwhelming, can't it? A little bit frantic or a little bit stressful. Maybe a little bit like this. Yeah, so does that feel just a little bit familiar maybe? Well, if we think back to life before the pandemic, it might well have looked like that for quite a lot of people. But what about now? Is there a chance that we could return to that way of life again? Well, absolutely, yes. How many times have you heard, for example, that we are all creatures of habit? Well, if we're not conscious or careful about how we go about doing things, we can very easily and very quickly fall back into our old patterns of behaviour again. But what if we're finding ourselves wanting to make some changes or do things a little bit differently? What can we start to do about it? Well, it's all about making small changes, a little bit at a time. So imagine that this glass of water represents your current way of thinking and the way that you currently see the world. So for example, you might be worried about how you're going to cope in a changed workplace, or you might feel a little bit anxious about returning to the office. And so all of those thoughts and worries and doubts that you hold about yourself are all held in this glass of water. But here's the thing, that glass of water isn't all that we have, because we also have this. And this represents your flexible thinking, your open mindset and your new ways of doing things. And so what we're about to do is drop a little bit of ink from this tiny little pipette into this much larger glass of water. And what we can see is that it doesn't take much ink at all to start to really change the colour of that water. And so if we add a little drop and then a little drop more and some more, over time we can see that it's those tiny, tiny little drops of ink that have a huge impact on the colour of that water. And that is exactly the same as your mindset and your current way of thinking, because it's those tiny, small drops of change, those new thoughts, those new belief systems and new actions that over time, with repetition, can make a real big difference to our old way of thinking. Small, tiny changes make a big difference over time. All it takes is a little bit of effort, a little bit of persistence to make it happen. We're living in a world of change. It's happening around us now, and there's nothing to say that we can't change as well. So why not have a little think about what it is that's in your pipette? What new thoughts, what new ways of thinking, what new behaviours and new actions can you bring into your day each and every day? My name's Rob. I'm a Neuro Change Master Practitioner and I'm a qualified mental health first aid instructor. If you'd like to follow me or find out a little bit more, you can subscribe here.